My name is Pete Barreraz. I'm an associate professor here at Odessa College. I've been an adjunct instructor for 18 years, and this March will be my second year as a full-time instructor here at Odessa College. I teach electrical, electronics, and instrumentation. About 2 years ago, Odessa College introduced a new program, Instrumentation, and proud and glad to be here that they accepted me as their full-time instructor, faculty instructor here as an instrumentation instructor. And I really enjoy what I do. I love to teach. I think that it's a gift from God, and I really enjoyed it, but I know that I fall short in many aspects of it, and Avid training has helped me a great deal. I've learned a lot. I'm also glad that a lot of stuff that they presented was that I was already incorporated in my classes, and I just need to do more for my students, and anything that I can do more for my students, it would better my students as well. And like I said, I try to interact with my students. I try to learn their names and kind of have a feedback with them. One of the things that I really learned the last time we had an Avid meeting was that the retention rate on the students. It was brought out that after 20 minutes of lecture, they forget about 40% of what I've said. And in the past, I would always lecture for about an hour, and then take a short break, and then we jump into the lab. Well, now, since I learned that statistic, now I go back, and now I lecture for about 20 minutes, 30 minutes tops. And I've incorporated 3x5 index cards with each individual's name on it and a little bit of history about why they're in class. And I use those cards to interact with my students and also at the same time learn their names. And by doing that, I can go back and say, John, about 5 minutes ago I mentioned something about current or the size of the wire or the transmitter that we used. Well, what do you think about that transmitter? Or what do you think about this and that? And it gets my students active in answering questions back. Because I found out before in past that if I ask this question, all I have is silence. So I've learned over the past that I need to, after say 15, 20 minutes of silence, I need to make the initiative to ask, John, what do you think about this? Bill, is that right? Is that what you think was going on? Or try to get them involved and stuff. And I also know that in my trade, in my deal, I know that I get different people, different walks of life. Most of my students are already mature. Most of them are married. They have full-time jobs. They have children. They have a family to support. And I know that people learn in many different ways. And in my classroom, I incorporate everything that I can to help my student learn. Say, for example, we're going to do an experiment teaching them about flow rate or maybe a level, how to measure a level in a tank. Well, what I do, I tell them how to do it. I also write it down in sentence form. And then I also print out a schematic of how it's supposed to look. And then I go a step forward and show them a picture of what it's supposed to look. So by doing those four things, I think I can capture my whole student body that have there. Some of them will prefer hands-on, because I've had someone raise their hand and they'll say, sir, when are we going to do the lab? You know, so they really want to get the hands-on. But there's some of them that'll learn just by hearing me. And there's others that will learn by reading it step by step. Now those that don't know how to read and read well and follow instructions, they can take my lab and read it word for word, put it on there with no problems. So I try to incorporate it there as well. And like I said, I try to interact with them, and I try to encourage them to take notes. Because, you know, we always forget something. So if they can just jot down a few notes here and here, maybe in an outline form or whatever, some of the questions that were asked, I think that helps them as well.
Mm-hmm.